Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing this evening? Let me put away my bag of tricks. That's my makeup. That's my bag of tricks. Today is the second day of Vlogmas. Let me turn Candy Pooh down. She's at, I don't know where she's at. I don't know. She's shopping at a store. Something looks mighty good to dessert. Let me see if I can lift this camera up a little bit. And it got so hot in here, y'all. I had my oven on because, I was baking a chicken breast as usual. That's just about all I cook is chicken these days. Seems like that's the only meat that I really trust, and I can't even trust those because my daughter said those are cloned as well. I don't know. But anyway, she says they're not real meat or something like that, she said. But I just got through baking the chicken. Let me show you my little chicken breast. Well, I showed it, cooked it the same way. And I had my big pot that my daughter gave me. I had that in the oven, forgot that was in the oven, because I got nowhere to put it. I got to wait till somebody come over so they can put it up there for me. Or either over this side, whichever side. It's just a chicken breast, which I'll probably end up in end up making chicken salad. Because I started off, I was going to make soup. I was going to mix the chicken with the cream of chicken soup and put some vegetables in. I was going to do this and I was going to do that. And the third, excuse me, y'all. I got a little heartburn. And so I ended up not doing it. I just put that chicken in the stove and baked it. And I already put my collard greens that I had left over from Thanksgiving. They're in the freezer now. So I don't have any vegetables. Unless I open some green beans or something. I couldn't make a can of green beans and put some potatoes in it. Potatoes and onions. Yeah, that sounds like a plan, y'all. And this is another thing I got to stop doing, y'all. I noticed I've been doing this a lot lately, even though I just put lotion on my hand. But I'd be doing it. And I remember one time I went for an interview. I think I may have said this up here before, too. And the interrogator, the interviewer, I won't say the interrogator, but the interviewer, she was asking me questions and something like this here. I was in an elderly program. I guess I must have been about, when they first start these types of programs, you're about 55 or 56 years old. So I don't understand why people can't get a job because they hire you too for the elderly program. So you can get a job. You ain't got to be a YouTuber. But like me, which I'm not really getting paid. But anyway, she was interrogating me. You know how they ask you questions, interview you, and they ask you questions and everything. And I was saying to myself, do you remember not to wring your hands? Because I do have a habit of doing that. Do not wring your hands. And lo and behold, I was doing this. The interviewer, I was and I noticed that she looked at my hands. And that's when I stopped. I said, oh, shoot, I did it. This is what I'm saying to myself. But nevertheless, she did hire me, though. I worked there for almost 6 months, I think it was. And, it's like an elderly program. They hire the elderly, people over 55, like I was saying, Up here, they call it agency on aging. Now, I don't know what they call it in your state, but there's no such thing as nobody can't find no job. If you need some extra money, they will hire you. Okay? So there's no reason for nobody to be begging like, I ain't got nothing to do with that, but I'm just saying, expecting someone else to just stick in and everything is like donate this and give me that. Because you can go to work, you can find a job. But me, I would love to be able to work right now. But right now, I don't think I'd be able to do it. I would have to work on my terms and my terms only. I would have to go in and say, like, when I felt like it. That sort of job, that's a job I need. You know, if I don't feel like going this morning, I ain't going this morning. If I feel like coming that afternoon, I'll be in this afternoon, such and such a time, you know? Something like that. Boy, I don't know where she at. Let me stop looking at Candy Pooh. I get a kick out of her sometimes, the way she talks sometimes. She's funny. She seems to be a very nice person. So how y'all doing this evening? Well, it's not quite evening yet, but it is kind of late in the day. It's like 5 o'clock in the... Wait a minute. Yeah, it's about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I haven't been out again today, y'all, again, because I was too chilly. As a matter of fact, I'm getting chilly now because the oven is off. I just turned the oven off not long ago. And plus I had left it open for a while, you know, to feel that warmth from the oven, you know. So now I'm going to probably have to put my sweater back on. That's what I like about a cardigan. Take it off when you get ready. Put it on when you get ready. If you get cold, put it back on. If you get a little warm, all you got to do is slip it off. Instead of a pullover, you know, the pullovers you got to... But most of the pullovers I wear you don't wear nothing under them, you know, unless I'm going out. If I'm going out, shoot, I might have a t-shirt on under my hoodie. You know, something like this here, like this, like a t-shirt. Just put that on under here, you know, to keep that warmth up there. And so you don't be getting all cold and stuff when you're out. But I haven't been out. I wanted to go out today, but I said, nah, too chilly for me. Because I went to the door and I looked, and I said, uh-oh, not today. But tomorrow, I think it's, let's see, payday. Yep, tomorrow is the 3rd. And you know what I was telling y'all on my last video? I was saying I had, I think I said I had 5 granddaughters, which is way far from the truth. I actually have 8 granddaughters. And wait a minute. Grandsons. I forgot already, y'all. Let me look over here on the paper. 7 grandsons, 1 deceased. That's what I had. I think that's right. Not counting the great-grands now, because there's way more great-grands than there are grands. I think my great-grands might be in the 20s by now. Might be about 20 of them jokers. I don't know, I haven't added them up lately. I got them written down, though. I know the birthdays and everything. I don't know why I was thinking that last night. And then I did get my days mixed up. If you remember, yesterday, I was, if you were watching me yesterday, I was saying I wasn't going to get the days mixed up. But did you hear me sitting there talking about the washing machine was broke? But I know the office, I guess I'll call them at 9 o'clock. The office opened at 9 o'clock. Yesterday was Sunday. I was mixed up. But I was determined not to mix it up, but I did. I really did, because I was thinking, oh my goodness, I got to clarify that. So I did mess it up, but I do that every holiday, y'all. Depends on, the holiday. It sort of confuses your day. Well, me anyway. Get my days confused and mixed up and stuff like that. But I was glad that I was able to talk to you on the first day of Vlogmas. And now here we are on the second day of Vlogmas. And someone, I think it was Miss O, she was saying, tell something about my Christmas as my childhood. Well, it comes to my mind since she mentioned it, was, down yonder home. And we lived in a little house I used to call the bitty coop or the rabbit box, whatever, one of those things, because the little house was so small. Just me, my brother. I had 3 brothers, 1 sister, and my mom. Because my mom and dad had separated. I don't even really hardly know my dad, really. I think I told that story as well up here. I just about told my whole life story up here. No, I didn't. I got to admit, I left some stuff out. Some stuff is pretty tragic, pretty bad, And so, but what I do remember, I remember my mom having this safe. It's a safe. But it looked like somebody, as I can remember, I was very young, y'all. It looked like somebody had built this safe. And I remember her cooking 4 cakes. She used to cook a pineapple cake, a chocolate cake, a coconut cake, and a raisin cake. And that raisin cake would always be the last cake in the safe. You know, she would put them up there in the safe because we didn't have refrigeration or nothing like that. You know, that was way later we got refrigerated. And like I said, we had a ice box, and sometimes we would have ice delivered. And believe it or not, we were glad to get a sliver of ice. You know, just my mother would take the ice pick and chop us off a little piece of ice and give us a piece of ice. And what's so bad about it, the ice box would be on the outside of the house. It wasn't even in the house. So the ice man would come around on an ice truck. You know, sometimes we couldn't even afford ice. You know, I think it was only like maybe 10 or 15 cents for a big old block of ice. Yeah. And I remember that. And I remember the fried chicken and the apples and the oranges. And we had nuts. And, you know, like Brazil nuts and walnuts. That my mother would fix a bowl of fruit for us. And you know, my older son, I'm the baby of the family. Let me put that in there because, you know, I'm a little slower than they are. And so my older brothers and sisters, they knew what my mother was getting ready to do. And they would see her come in with the bowl of fruit. And then they would grab the best stuff, the apples, the oranges. And I would be left with 2 little nuts. You know, the little Brazil nut that I couldn't even crack because they were so hard. I think my mother used to turn around and give me something, though, because, you know, it was pitiful the way they did me. You know, and my brother, I can laugh that off now, but it wasn't funny at the time. And, you know, we would have like a little piece of fried meat for breakfast or dinner or whatever the case may be, whatever we had. Like I said, we were dirt poor, okay? But we weren't the only ones that were dirt poor. There was a lot of other people that was also dirt poor. And sometimes, you know, we just had a little piece of meat. My mother would fry a little piece of meat, and she rolled the biscuits 3 times a day. Breakfast, lunch, and din. And sometimes we would have a little piece of meat, and then we would have to sop it with the molasses. You know, the dark molasses, like the grandmama molasses. And we would have that sometimes. And my brothers, you know, everybody got a little piece of meat. You didn't get that much. You know, just like a slice of bacon, but it's, you know, sliced. She has to cut it herself. You know, things were different down south, yeah. At that time, believe me, way different than it is now. And my brother would say, "Hey, look at this." And he would put, and me, I'm looking. And meantime, in between time, he stole my meat off my plate. Oh, yes, I was pitiful, y'all. They used to always get me. Yeah, they would get me like that all the time. But I got wise after a while, though. Oh, yeah. You know, you can't feed the old girl all the time. And so those are the things that I sort of remember. And I remember one Christmas that we were not going to get anything for Christmas. I knew it. I don't know how I knew it, but I just knew it. Because my mother didn't have any money. I knew that she, you know, even though I was a young kid, somehow or another I just knew. And I had spent the night with my grandmother. At that time, my grandmother was down south as well. And she had raised my first cousin. Matter of fact, the one I was telling you about that passed away, the one that was holding my hand at my mother's funeral, her. She was raised by my grandmother. She was my first cousin. And her mother was always up north already before we even came north. My mother had a brother that was up north already, and a sister that was up north already. And my grandmother would sort of come back and forth from living up north for a while, and then she'd come and live down south for a while. And my cousin, she was always with my grandmother whenever she came. And so this particular Christmas, that I knew I wasn't getting anything anyway, and I had spent the night with them, that Christmas Eve. And so when Santa Claus came to see my cousin, I was able to play with her toys. Yeah, she was 3 years younger than me, but, down south, but, that was about what you did. You played with kids, whatever age they were. So I was about, I don't know, she must have been, I know her mother was up here, and so she would send her stuff down south. That's the way it was. That's how she was able to get stuff for Christmas. And so I spent the night, and we played, and, with the dolls and the little doll carriage and stuff like that. Yeah, so I enjoyed the Christmas, just being there. And my grandmother was one of the greatest cooks of all times. I mean, she would take nothing. She would take a molehill and turn it into a mountain if she could, I believe. When she got in that kitchen, they're going to tell her what was going to come up out of there. But I can tell you one thing, it sure was good. Whatever it was. But for the most part, we did have something sometimes. We had, stuff. But again, I say, we were poor. But there were good memories. I really don't have any really bad memories of a childhood or anything like that. I just remember not having, a whole lot of stuff. But that was normal. That was normal for a lot of people, a lot of kids my age, even the kids that I played with, they didn't all have anything either. And so, it wasn't like you were out there and you were just by yourself. You ain't got nothing for Christmas and people are making fun of you. No, nothing like that. Because there was a lot of us like that. And that was just one Christmas that I can remember. And I remember getting a basketball one Christmas. My brothers got a football, and my mother gave us, me and my sister, the basketball or a bouncing ball or something like that. So we did get something somewhere along the line. She did the best she could. I look back today, and I wonder how my mother made it with 5 children. I really do. She made it with 5 children. She sure did. And I mean, we helped, because we worked on the farm and what have you. And my brothers, we all worked, when work was in season. If there was a tobacco season, we all worked. I've been working since I was like 5 or 6 years old. People up here don't work until they get out of high school or either to get a little part-time job, when they have to get the working papers and stuff like that. But down south, if you could work, I didn't have to work, but I proved that I could do it. I could hand tobacco just like a grown person at that age. Yeah, I was handing tobacco. I think that was, and then I was watching a little baby. The little baby was in the house, and, I just had to stay there with her. That was it. I think I told that story, too, about how I was scared of the cow. The cow was way out there in the pasture, and I'm up in the house. He had a way to get me. Yeah. But for the most part, like I said, we had good memories. We had the field days at school, where we had the wind the maypole. That was a thing down south at that time. And we played a lot of games, Ring Around the Roses and all that. And played baseball. I think that was field day when they played the baseball. And then, we would play our school. What was that phone at? Our school would play against another school. That's the way it was. That's what they call it, field day. We played that, baseball. Yeah. Baseball was a thing. And I was hit in the head with a hard ball, y'all. So, little, the guy was throwing the ball. It's a hard baseball. And I know you know what a hard difference between a hard baseball and a soft baseball. I had hit the ball. He was in the field, out there in left field, right field, or wherever he was. He got the ball, and I'm running around the bases. And he threw the ball, and that ball hit me right here. Can you imagine being hit in the head with a speeding ball? My head hurt all day, all night. It was like, and I still have sometimes, I think, effects from that. Like a knocking, sometimes boom, boom, boom in the head. Yeah. So the old girl did go through some, tragic moments as well. But we're not going to talk tragic. We're going to talk Vlogmas. I got my Christmas stuff, as you know, already on the table. And I wanted to go out. I said I'm going to, matter of fact, I should light my little tree up over here. I should. But half the time I'm not even over there in that room. As a matter of fact, those pillows over there on the couch, they don't even have the pillows where they laying. The pillow cases are laying on top. These are actually in the pillows. Let's see. The buffalo print one, those are actually inside of the pillow is actually inside the cases. But those over there, nope, they're just laying there. They're not even inside of the pillows. This shows you how much decorating. I'm not into a whole lot of decorating anyway. And besides, I don't think I'm buying anything else because I don't have anywhere to put it. Nope. I don't have anywhere to put anything. Oh, it's getting chilly in here again now. I hope your day went well. If you went shopping, I hope you got some good deals. I know I saw one I started to take up on, what is it, Hulu and Disney. I think you get a whole year for the bundle. It would be $2.99. And today is the last day, in case y'all are interested. But I was thinking about getting that Disney for my grandkids when they come over. But they already had it. They got it at their house. And so when they come over here, all they got to do is put in a code. And they can watch it right here on my TV. Oh, yeah. It looks like she's at Walmart. I don't know. Look at that. There's hardly no, this must have been before Thanksgiving. Because I'm getting ready to say, there ain't hardly no turkeys there. Let me see if I can find out where she's at. I didn't think it was Walmart. Oh, she just says grocery shopping for some of my Thanksgiving dinner. I don't know where she's at, y'all. But I know what I'm getting ready to do. I'm getting ready to have dinner. I guess y'all said that's all I do, eat and sleep. Well, that seems to be about it. Yeah, that's about it. But I want to go ahead and eat before my chicken gets cold. I guess I could put it back in the oven because the oven is probably still warm. Put it back in the oven until I get some, the trimmings to go along with it. And on that note, y'all, I think I'm going to see y'all again on the third day of Vlogmas. And on that note, I go with love, and I'll see you again soon.